Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another Monday's tutorial at dolallycrafts. This is the card we're making today, or a version of it. I decided this was just a bit too in your face on the front of the card, so I'm replacing it with two smaller daisies. But I really like the way the card turned out. I think it looks really pretty inside and out. With this, I actually put the gold foil on the top of the paper strips. This time I'm going to fit them between the paper strips so you get to see more of the pattern. Now you could make this card once again with scraps. I seem to be on a theme at the moment of using card scraps or DSP straps. They look like straps, okay? Yeah, DSP scraps to make my cards. But that's because I've only got two types of in DSP papers at the moment. So I'm just doing what I can. I will probably use some out-of-date DSP as well. Only because I've got tons of it because I took almost a year off. I've still got a lot of stuff that I got last year that I haven't used yet. So, and it's the same with my stamp sets. I've got like 6 stamp sets that I haven't used. I bought them for Christmas and yeah, haven't used them at all. So I don't think I'll be using any of the new stamp sets that are coming out for this Christmas. We'll have to wait and see because yeah, I need to use the ones I've already got. Okay, for this I'm using some of the Sizzix adhesive sheets. Now we're not with Sizzix anymore. I bought these when we still were. However, Stampin' Up's brought their own version out, and if you go to the shopping cart below in the description box you will find a link to my online store and you can buy the adhesive sheets there. That's my plug for the day. Okay, let's get on with it. So what I'm going to do is quickly just measure a section of the adhesive strip, and I had my large scissors here and I'm just going to trim down so that I've got a piece that will fit on the front of the card, and I might actually chop that in half only because I don't really want it to be too deep at the bottom of the card this time. So I'm going to peel the protective layer off, and thankfully most of the glue has stayed on. When I made this card the other day, half the glue came off when I peeled the backing paper off. So I'm just going to slide that along the edge there and give it a press. Bring in my bone folder. Usually you would use this if you were die cutting, but I just thought it was ideal for this card. So I'm going to peel the backing off, and there we go. We've got plenty of glue there to start off with. Now, I did actually use a couple of pieces of this earlier when I was starting the card, and then I screwed up, so I had to start again. So we're going to pop a piece of DSP there, and then bring in a piece of the foil and butt it right up against the DSP. Now I'm going to bring another piece of DSP in, and I'm going to butt that up against the piece of foil there, and I'm going to bring in my snail. Now I bought oodles of this last year, so I've still got tons of snail sitting in a box to the side of me, just over there. So I'm going to be using snail until I've used it all up. I do have some of the new seal. You will see it in some videos. I love the new seal, but I want to use this up first. Now I'm going to bring my silicone mat in, and I'm going to put a couple of pieces of foil together and just run some snail along the foil pieces. Now if you can hear some rattling around in here, my daughter came in while I was filming before to ask me a question and left the door open when she left. So the cat has snuck in and he's hiding down there underneath the table. So if you hear any noise, that's Murphy, my big fluffy white ginger and white cat. That didn't make sense. My big fluffy ginger and white cat. Okay. So there's the first two pieces down. Now we're just going to layer other pieces on top, like so. So there's the next piece, and that's some of the new cinnamon cider, I think it's called. I think. Okay, another piece of the foil there, and then another piece of DSP, and I'm going to need to just bring that all the way to the edge there, butt that in, there we go, and then another piece of what I might do is trim these pieces off because they do actually have some glue on the back. Okay, so in with another piece. I'm just going to trim that so that it's straight at the bottom, and then that piece can come in like so, straight up against the DSP again, and then another piece of DSP, and now I can start popping the snail on the DSP. So there we go, that's another piece, and I'm only going to bring them up 4 high. That's not gone on straight. There we go. And then another piece of the gluey, didn't have glue all the way along these pieces, so just bring the snail in, there we go, move that to the side. It can be a bit fiddly, but I'm making it look worse than it actually is to put together. Okay, and that's the last piece of the gold foil up that side. So we will trim that off like so. And I'm just going to come over and burnish it down like so. And now we're going to finish this side. So I've got glue for most of that, so I'm just going to put some snail across there, and then bring in some more of the gold foil and lay it down. I am trying to match it with the DSP on the other side, but that's just the OCD in me. Okay, next piece. We're going to pop that strip along there. And then another piece of the cinnamon cider. Like so. Another strip of the foil, another strip of DSP, another little piece of foil, and if you can hear noise down in the lounge, down at the other end of the house, my daughter's actually making some banana bread, some of that 4-ingredient one, and it's made with mayo, and yet you can't taste the mayonnaise in it. It's absolutely beautiful bread. So yeah, because it's a 4-ingredient one, she decided she wanted to make it, and it is a really simple recipe. Okay, That piece came off, so we'll just stick that back on because it's right on the corner. It does not want to go on. Plenty of snail on it. Really doesn't want to stay on that piece. Okay. Straight up the side like so. All of these pieces can be thrown away. Oh, she's making a noise and a half. I don't know whether you girls can hear it, but I certainly can. I think she's howling at the dog, and the dog's probably howling back. Okay, in with the bone folder. I did notice I've actually got a couple of gaps there, but unless you're pedantic about it, you wouldn't notice it. Okay, so we've got this part of the card done. I'm going to bring in my pre-punched small daisies, and I've got 6 pieces, and what I'm going to do is hold the ends and just give them a curl. And I'm just going to put a small dot, of the multi-purpose glue in the centre and just offset the petals slightly. And there we go, 2 very full looking daisies. Now, I'm just going to get rid of a little bit of the adhesive that's poking out here from the snail. I can tell it's snail because it's got a greenish tinge to it like the snail has. Okay, and I'm going to use a couple of sayings from the Well Said stamp set, which is a double stamp set. This is Well Said Part 2, and here's Well Said Part 1. And I'm using "My life is better because you're in it, and you mean the world to me" out of the first stamp box. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in cinnamon cider. I haven't used that yet as for a saying, so I've only used it to colour with my Wink of Stella. I'm looking for a scrap of paper at the moment because I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I actually over inked my Stampin' spots. Yes, I definitely over inked this one because even the second generation was very dark. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay, that one should be all right, and I'm just going to stamp it up across there. That looks okay. It is very heavy, but it still looks all right. I'm going to let that dry slightly and then bring the second one in, and once again it's over inked, but the second one should turn out all right. And I'm going to pop this down here. There we go. It's slightly cockeyed, but that is okay. I don't mind because I'm going to pop this slightly skew width and put some gold there, and then I might actually move that up slightly, and that way I can have another one just below it. So in with my snail again. Oh, I'm really making this look more difficult than it is. There we go. Give that one more smooth down. Like so. And just to make sure that we have no stickiness on the inside, I'm just rubbing over with my embossing buddy, and I might do that on the outside as well. There, just to remove any stickiness that might be there. And the last thing we have to do is bring in our 2 daisies. What I might do is pop one there, just one up there. Little dab will do you again. Just there. Pop that piece over the top. In with my gold faceted gems. And I'm just going to use the medium size. And then one down the bottom there. There we go. So that is our card finished. Okay. That's the one we started with today, and this is the one we've ended up with. I actually really like that one. I think the daisies look nicer in the white than in the white and the bumblebee. I did pop that one up on a dimensional, but I actually like it flatter to the card. I really, really think that's pretty, and I love the way that's turned out inside. I think that looks really good because it's carrying on the look from outside. Either way looks good, but I really do like the second one, I think, a bit more. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. That's enough from me for today. I will fast forward through a lot of this so that you don't have to listen to me waffling on, but I really hope you're enjoying this series of cards that are using up the scraps. As I said, I'm just giving you the layout look. It's up to you to make it what you will. If you do make any of these cards, I'd love for you to share them with me on Instagram. I'm at dolallycrafts, so just do the hashtag dolallycrafts and it'll show up for me. I would love to see what my inspiration does for you in your card making. Okay, enough of my waffling for this week. I will see you again on Friday for another kiss card. I think it's kiss number 3, I think, that's coming up. I've lost track of time. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.